Good day, Aquarius, and welcome to my channel. This is your weekly reading for September 23rd to the 29th. If you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope this reading resonates with you. Universe speak. Spirits guide. What needs to be known? What lessons need to be learned? The Ace of Spades, Seven of Diamonds, Seven of Hearts, and the King of Spades. Okay, so this week, your main energy is the King of Spades, leadership. So yeah, you're going to be in the leadership role this week, which I can totally see with the other cards. And the cards are just warning you not to lead with your ego. Lead with your head, not your ego. Take on people's advice or ideas or whatnot. Keep an open mind when it comes to other people's ideals and whatnot, because you don't know everything. Just because you're a leader doesn't mean that you know every single thing. Somebody around you might have an idea that's actually gonna work, right? And make sure that if you take on that idea, you make sure to give that person props for coming up with the idea. But don't sit there and think that just because you're the leader that you are the know-all, right? Because you're not. You're not the know-all. You don't know everything. Somebody else might know a little bit something more than you. At the beginning of the week, you have the Ace of Spades. Well, you have a good chance of making a good investment. Now, does that mean that you're going to become rich from this investment? No. It could, but likely not. This just means that you're going to be able to live a little bit more comfortably, more how you want to live, right? Now, even though this card came up, don't jump on the first investment that comes. You still want to go with your gut. You still want to go with your mind, right? You still want to math it out, make sure that it actually is profitable and whatnot. You don't just want to jump on the first thing that comes, because a lot of times we'll have multiple chances to make an investment, and not all investments are good, right? So definitely, think about it and calculate it and whatnot. But there is a good investment that you could be making here at the beginning of the week. In the middle of the week, you have the Seven of Diamonds, harvest season. So yeah, there is a harvest season coming towards you, and it's based off of your past efforts. So something you did in the past is now going to start paying off. Let's say you have an Etsy shop or a YouTube channel or some kind of construction business that you started a while back ago, and then it just did not, generate anything, didn't generate any profit or anything like that. And like say if it's Etsy, you weren't selling your product, or if it was YouTube, you weren't getting hits on your videos, like people weren't viewing them, or if you're a construction person, maybe you didn't get any work. But now here at the middle of the week, you could start seeing an increase in people buying stuff or asking you about your wares, or people viewing your videos and liking them and commenting and whatnot. You could have somebody calling you to build that deck or whatever, and when that happens, you need to jump on it. You need to jump on it, start planting more seeds, start making more wares, start making more videos, start putting it out there that you're back in business, and by doing so, that's going to bring you a harvest season. You're going to reap the fruits of your labor from this, but it doesn't mean that you're going to make money now. You'll make money later, right? I mean, keep in mind, it still takes work, it still takes time to make a real profit off of anything. But once you see this increase in flow of people coming in, wondering about your work, jump on it and start developing more things. At the end of the week, you have the Seven of Hearts. You need to stop. You're doing too damn much. You're either doing too damn much for a person or persons, or you're doing too much at work. and your priorities are hurting from it, and you need to stop. You need to cut that fat off and rethink your own priorities and focus on number one right now. Focus on you, right? Now, this is where it comes in a little difficult because, right, you got to stop and cut that fat. That does not mean that you let your ego take over in leadership, which you're obviously going to be in leadership. I'm sure that the investment has something to do with you being a leader, and your harvest season here definitely has something to do with you being a leader, because this is a past effort paying out. So you're definitely the leader there. But yeah, when it comes to this, it doesn't necessarily mean cut the fat of your employees or whatever. No, it means that you're doing something for somebody or some persons. You're doing too much for them, and you need to cut it and start focusing on you. Focus on number one, which you really need to do, because I mean, you got this harvest season coming in. You need to focus on that. You need to focus on your priorities, right? And work on those priorities and finish one at a time, and then repeat and do the same thing. So let's go ahead and see what the tarot cards have to say. Universe speak. Spirit's guide. What needs to be known? What lessons need to be learned? You know, in all reality, you Aquariuses seem to always be doing too much for other people. This seems to be a pattern of yours. Anyway, let's see what card you got. Alright, so what you got here is you got the King of Swords here. Which is, he's kind of a mediator, you know, he kind of mediates people, he sits people down and figures out situations and whatnot. So, kind of like a leader in a way. Now, this person comes off a little cold, you know, a really, really cold type person, but they really do care. They need to keep law and order in their minds, right? They keep everything together. And I feel like, yeah, this is definitely you know, being the leader, going after that harvest season, keeping your work together, keeping yourself together, keeping the people that work for you together, and yeah, you possibly might have to mediate quite often with possibly your employees, and possibly the person or persons that you're doing too much with. You're going to have to sit them down and really talk to them and be like, hey, this is how it is. You're going to have to be cold and callous to some extent when it comes to this week. I feel like you're going to have a really hard time with your ego, you know, because of this, because you have to be cold and whatnot, and because you have to jump on this, and because you have to cut people out. So you got to really be careful of that ego, because these things, they can lead to your ego taking over. So yeah, just, you know, lead with your head. You know, jump on stuff when it starts to generate, you know, motion or whatever. Cut any extra fat that you don't need to be dealing with right now, and focus on number one. But again, don't let that ego take over. So there you go. I hope this resonates. I hope it helps in some way. If it does, hit that like button, and if you would, please comment, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you back here next week, and until then, stay safe, stay mindful, and stay healthy.